Welcome to Center Stage with Angelina and Remi. And in today's episode, we are going to have a little discussion about Wednesday's date, which was the 14th, being Pie Day. Oh. Does everyone know that it was Pie Day? Of course, you know, we're actually taping this on a Friday, so it was a couple of days ago. But I have some interesting facts I would like to share about. It's one day a year. It is celebrated every 14th of March every year. So we'll be talking about Pie Day. So stay tuned.
Sounds tasty.
Not that kind of pie. Well, welcome back. And as we had mentioned, we're going to be talking about Pie Day.
Okay.
And
I'm afraid this is something to do with math. I don't have a clue. If I go running to the building.
Right. We are. It was Pie Day on the 14th on Wednesday, and that is the type of pie. It's the mathematical pie.
Okay, I'm going to be leaving. This is your math person. I'm the pie person. The bake pie.
but Pie Day is celebrated once a year, every year on the 14th. And why do people get so excited about pie?
I have no idea.
Who knows? It's completely irrational.
Yes, I'm sure.
And if you're a math person, you would have gotten that joke. So, as we all know, it's an irrational number. It's, pi, because pi is an irrational number, it's 3.14159. Mm-hmm. And so that being an irrational number. So that's what made that little,
okay.
Why does everyone get so excited about pie? Who knows? It's so irrational.
I know, that's good. That is good. That shows where she's smart. I'm eating pie. She's reading about it.
Well, when I first saw mention of Pie Day, that I'll have to admit, that is the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
Of course, it was lunchtime and I was hungry.
Of course,
I'm like, pie. Yes. Oh, wait a minute, that's not what they're talking about. But
this is really her kind of pie. She loves math.
Oh, I do. But the official celebration on Wednesday began at 1:59 p.m. exactly.
Okay.
Because in making it at 1:59 p.m., it made the appropriate 3.14159 when combined with the date. So that's why it was important to start the celebration at exactly 1:59 p.m.
And who was excited about this?
Well, I'm sure there's lots of people.
Okay, I'm
not
sure.
the only one.
That's right.
Hey, it's a national holiday now, so I can't be the only one.
That's right. Maybe kids would like it better if it wasn't a holiday.
And as everyone knows, pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. But pi was first. This was very interesting for me. Pi was first celebrated in San Francisco in 1988. In the United States, it was first celebrated in San Francisco in 1988.
Really?
Yeah. I was a little shocked by that too.
Yes. It must be very liberal.
It must be.
I'm sorry.
But there's a little inside joke to that.
It's an inside
Remi's
joke.
not being political, actually.
No,
it's just a little bit of an inside joke.
Yes.
But probably not appropriate to share to the world.
That's right. Everybody's
but between girlfriends,
That's right.
But Remi, the earliest reference to pie occurred in ancient Egypt.
Wow.
Around the year 1650 BC.
Oh my God.
Can you believe that?
It is really hard to believe it. It is. I am so taken aback by what they already knew back then.
Yes.
We act like we
and
brought
what
it
is
all.
lost and technology that is just not understood at all as to how it could have been done,
Right.
but yet they were doing it back then. I mean, the pyramids and
Everything.
so many different things. It's just that knowledge has been lost.
I know, I had someone, just to let you know, I recently had someone tell me that was no big deal about the way they built the
What?
the pyramids.
No big deal.
Yeah, and that could have been done. They figured it out. And I looked at him and I said, "You can't be serious." Now, there may have been a scientific way they did it, because there had to be.
There had to
There
be.
had to be a mathematical way they
Mhm.
did that. But for them to lift all of that and everything
Yes.
is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So they were wrong. I don't know who they were, but you were wrong.
Yes, they were very wrong. Tell them to give me a call. I'll give
That's
them a
right.
history lesson.
Call Angelina.
But, and this is, did you know? Most pizzerias offer special deals and discounts on Pie Day.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What was I doing?
I know!
What was
Wednesday,
wrong?
you could have gotten a pizza pie at a discount!
I know it.
And the
This
way
is serious.
I, seek out deals, I almost cried when I read that and realized I didn't take full advantage of what,
You could have bought 10 of them and
and froze them.
I know. It's
And,
just
I
that.
could have taken one out every year to celebrate Pie Day with my discounted pizza.
That's right. And she means it. This is the woman
Oh,
who
yes.
can find a bargain.
Oh, yes. Oh, and let's see, and another, did you know most Americans prefer pie over cake?
I am not surprised by that. Only because most people in my life, in the past, my mother and my husband, they prefer pie.
See, it was strange for me to have read that, because in my case, it is quite opposite.
Oh, really?
I prefer cake over pie.
I do too.
And everyone that I know, that I personally know, does prefer cake over pie. And so when I read that, I was like, wow, really?
Well, I will share this little tidbit. My mother loved pie the best, probably.
Mhm.
But on our birthday, being hers, I was born her birthday, we would get a half a sheet of cake with buttercream icing. And
Of
we
course,
would-
is there any other?
I know, that's right.
Hello?
So a pie lover can also be a cake monster. Because
Very
my mother
true, very
loved
true.
it. So they could be both. So we'll give Mama an extra point.
Yes, absolutely. But the favorite types of pie in the U.S., according to a survey by
Let me
Live
guess.
Science.
Can I guess?
Okay, so
I'd say number
number 5.
Or
Let's
number 5.
let's start at number 5 and work our way up to the to number 1 as
I
being
love
the
this
most
kind. I
favorite
love this.
pie of Americans.
Blueberry.
So number 5. Nope, a berry did not actually. I'm sorry, but no, it's not blueberry. But
number 5 is.
number 5 is pecan. Or pecan, depending on
That's
where
what
you're from.
We're going to say it however we want
Uh-huh.
to, because we've got artistic license.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, well I
But
can't
yes,
believe
number 5
now
is
that
pecan.
you said that.
But
I'm
that's my
surprised.
husband's favorite
Oh, I love
pie.
it. And I can't believe it's not higher than that.
No, it's number 5. Number 4. You want to guess number 4?
So blueberry's not in there?
Blueberry's not in there at all. It didn't even make the top 5. And neither did peach.
I can't
I
believe
know.
that. That is un-American.
I know.
Can't believe it. Well, apple.
Apple is not number 4.
Okay.
But number 4 is cherry. Cherry pie.
I don't like cherries. Now, see, I have a sweet tooth as big as this building, but for some reason, cherries just, I can't even eat the cake. I mean,
Really?
the pie. It just,
Uh-huh.
even though sugar, I just don't like cherries.
Now, I don't care for cherry pie. Now, I like to eat,
The crust.
now, I like to eat cherries, just,
yeah.
to eat them,
And they're very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Oh, yes, there's lots of
Lots of good stuff
health
in there.
benefits to cherries.
But no, I don't care for that.
And number 3, I would have to say this is actually my favorite type, is what number 3 is.
Really?
Number 3.
Chocolate meringue? Or?
Chocolate cream.
Chocolate
Chocolate
cream!
cream.
Hey!
Ding, ding, ding!
I get something, that's right. I get half a point at least.
And number 2, this is actually my runner-up. This is my runner-up favorite. But number 2, you want to put a guess out there?
But chocolate is already been said. Coconut?
Pumpkin. Pumpkin, and I
do love
pumpkin
pumpkin.
pie.
I do. And I do know number one, and I was going to say it.
Okay, number one.
It's apple pie.
It is apple.
And do you know, before she said start with number 5, I knew that was going to be number 1. Only because my husband and my mother in the past
loved apple pie. That was their favorite.
My husband adores it.
Yes. So that is the.
So that is not the pie you're talking about. But
right.
Those are the top 5 pies in the USA.
Yes. Mm-hmm,
and that there are more people that like pie than
over cake. Yes.
I
was surprised to.
I'm not one of those.
I'm not either.
I'm kind of surprised though that coconut isn't in there.
Nope, it didn't make the top 5. Mm-mm.
That is really.
I'm surprised that peach didn't.
I'm
really surprised that peach didn't.
In certain states, it should have.
I know, especially in ours.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
We don't want to give away where we are, but that may have just done it.
Well, I will tell you that my parents' first argument when they got married, the very first one, was about peaches and which state grew the best ones.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was the first argument they ever had, and she finally said that Daddy was right. And that'll just be a secret because we're not going to tell you where we are.
Okay, but so going on, and this is interesting. Both pie and the letter P are the 16th letter in the Greek and English alphabets, respectively. So, I mean, isn't that cool? I mean, just just a neat occurrence that both pie, the symbol for pie, which is also, and the letter P in the Greek and English alphabet are both the 16th letter.
That is really bizarre.
And let's see, and although the earliest reference of pie is thought to have occurred as early as 1650 BC, the symbol for pi has only been used regularly for the past 250 years.
That's weird. Don't you wonder? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why that.
That is something though.
But let's see. Oh, and on March the 11th, 2009, the American government officially recognized Pi Day as a holiday.
Are you kidding? It's nationally now?
Yes, it truly is a national holiday.
I am truly convinced.
As of 2009.
Because I'm convinced that a lot of holidays are made up by card companies who are trying to get a lot of business.
But I'd have to admit, I haven't seen a card, celebrating Pi Day in Hallmark,
But I will say, all people that are smart like she is and love math would love to have a card on Pi Day. Yes,
and another interesting fact is that, 3.14 is pi spelt backwards. You get it? The 4, P, and then the 1, and then the 3 being the E.
That is
Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat?
But who sat down and figured all this out?
Somebody like me! What you trying to say?
I will say this. She's beautiful, but she's also a geek. I gotta tell you, she doesn't realize it.
Don't give my secrets away now. I've got an image to uphold.
Right. Usually people who love math and all this stuff are not pretty. She's beautiful and she's smart and she loves stuff like this. This is her life.
Yes, I do love stuff like this.
Yes.
But I will have to admit one thing. This is actually my favorite kind of pie.
Oh.
Which is Magnum P.I.
Oh.
And this is a little better picture.
Oh, there we go.
My favorite pie. Hunka pie. I'll take a slice of that any day.
Yes, we will. Oh my God.
Doesn't that take you back?
That sure does, Buster. I do believe, and I won't be giving away any secrets, I don't think, that he is probably, in my mind, the best looking man I've ever seen.
Yes.
He has
He
more
certainly
perfect
is.
features.
And has just gotten better with
I
age.
know.
He just
Everything about
continues to, just...
Everything about him.
Mhm.
I will tell you a quick secret, just because it is interesting. My mother adored the man, and she would never miss Magnum PI.
Uh-huh.
Now, my mother was old, of course, but she loved that man.
Uh-huh.
And her best friend, my parents going out of town, gave me a poster of him and had me put it up in my mother's closet. But unfortunately, my mother didn't even see it until I said, "Did you see?" She said, "What?" And it was
how
huge
cute!
joke.
How
And
cute!
It was a full-size poster of just him, and it was
Oh, yes, nice. Yes. Oh, yes, he's one hunk of a man.
Hunk of a man.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he is.
But so I thought that was
That
cute.
was darling. Well done. That certainly adds some life to the math pie.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
It makes pie even
Oh,
better.
it does. Absolutely. I can't even think about the kind you eat.
I know.
You know.
The best pie there ever
That's
has
right.
been.
There
The best
you
pie that's
go.
walked the face of the earth. Magnum PI.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
But, another thing I was thinking about when I was, thinking about pie and kind of putting this funny spin on it with Magnum PI. I'm like, why does pie have to get all the fun?
True.
So then I started thinking, pi, mathematical pi, it's a rational number. There are some other irrational things that, I think need to kind of be brought to the front, and we need to talk about them with as much, excitement or disgust, whichever.
That's true. Absolutely.
But so I came up with some things, some other irrational things. Number one, I will say these aren't in any certain order. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Number one is mother-in-laws.
Oh, yes. That's...
And mine takes the cake above any of them.
I won't argue that. I do not argue that.
Let me tell you.
I couldn't if I tried.
I'd love to tell you, but better not.
No, better not to.
Just use your imagination.
That's right.
But let's see. Okay, let's go on. Other irrational things. Teenagers. Seeing as how I have one of those now. Well, I've had one for a couple of years now. He just turned 14. But, yeah, irrational. Yeah.
I was the girl 16-year-old nightmare, pretty much.
I was the perfect teenager.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, right. Well, of course, she does have that geek factor, so that may be true. That may be true.
You can ask my mama any day. I was the best. I was the best girl. I was the best.
Right.
And as long as she still thinks that.
That's right. That's right.
I hid things well. Let's see, number 3 on my irrational things list. Husband.
I was going to say it before you did. Definitely.
Husband. Yes.
Today mine blew me away, so I get that. Yes, I do.
Let's see, number 4. Gas prices.
Oh, my God, yes.
What is up,
I know.
Let's see, number 5. Bosses. Which I don't have a boss right now. I've been in business for myself for about 14 years now, but
you were working for somebody else at some point.
For a very long time. Yes, we've all experienced the irrational boss.
That's right. And there are ones that are good. But
there are, but there seems to be more that are just...
Well, the expectation of the opposite sex of his workers oftentimes slayed me. It was all that. A lot of it was about that.
Okay, number 6, irrational thing. The small fortune that parents invest in their children's sports.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
I've got a whole story on that one. I can't even begin.
And according to Time Magazine, let's see, I have 4, the top 4, and the amounts that parents invest into this particular sport, in each sport. Lacrosse, average $7,900, maximum $17,500 a year.
Well, lacrosse is kind of
it's an upper scale type of sport, and the second one, the second one is hockey. And my sister has both of her boys, or two of the three boys that they have in hockey. Yes, and it is. I mean, she is constantly referring to the amount of money that they have invested in that, and it is
Is that? May I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Is that because I haven't really heard about it before, but scholarship for school and that? Like, I can kind of see,
Mm-hmm.
if you're investing, because your kid really is talented, and this is going to be probably a scholarship through college, I can kind of see that. But
not every child earns a scholarship, and they're still investing this kind of money in it.
I got, for example, in my family. So when it was known years ago that this was not their best thing, and that money still.
Yes, and there's other things that are gained by having your child, involved in sports. But when it comes to this kind of money, but they say for hockey, the average is $7,000 a year, max $19,000.
That's more than lacrosse.
At the max, yep. And baseball and softball. The average $4,000 a year, at the max $9,900, nearly $10,000. If you're on, I know absolutely nothing about sports, but I guess if you're on a what do you call it when you start traveling around? And that's actually what my sister does with her two boys. They go and the one they're both very good, but one in particular, he's very, very good. And then the last one that I have is football. Football, an average of $3,000 a year, and at a max $9,500.
If your child has a natural ability in football or baseball, and they are far above everyone else, and it's obvious. They will be the people that, what do they call them? They come around.
Scouts.
The scouting folks will pick them out young.
See, I don't know anything about sports, and I knew that.
I couldn't get a word. But they will come early and start scouting for them. And you will know, it's pretty quick. You can figure out whether your kid is going to.
They just have a natural talent for it.
That's right. So I will say, if your kid is good, however, football's gotten a little scary with head injuries and that kind of thing, and that kind of thing. But sports do build character.
They do. There's a lot of good that can come from
but when you're talking
having your child involved in
sports. I played sports during recess and during PE. I played tennis. That was different. But even that little bit, it does build character. So that's really all most kids need. They don't need to be on the school team. So that's.
And now my son, he's not a sports enthusiast either. But what he does do very well is Taekwondo, and we've had him in Taekwondo for many years now,
which is excellent.
And he is quite good. He is very, very good.
Self-esteem, that is a self-esteem builder more than most other sports because they're individual.
Right.
They're not, they're not competitive.
You don't need to, it's his talent alone. Right. It's not,
it's kind of like golfers. I think golfers are the same thing.
Okay, and then number 7 that I have, irrational things. The cost of makeup.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And
I was going to add something because I do know this. I, in my mental health work, have discovered that at least in one study, probably more than one, but that women lie more to their husbands about what they spend on makeup.
No makeup,
than any other single thing.
Because a man, there's no way that they would understand the need, and what that means to a
like
woman.
This cost $100, and they're looking at a little nothing.
Right.
And they cannot figure it out. And yet,
but
they want you to look good.
That's right. That's right. But according to people.com, the average woman will spend $45 on a shopping trip for makeup.
Oh, absolutely.
So on just, and I believe what they're talking about one product.
Yes.
You know, I mean, on average.
Oh, yes.
And these are, and I have a breakdown of different costs, and all of these are supposed to be drugstore, purchases.
Oh, these are?
Yes,
Really?
Yeah.
They're not even doing the Lord?
No, this is just for the average American, not...
Which we've all done.
Yeah.
We've all gone to the drugstore for makeup.
But this isn't,
high dollar.
Right. What's some name brand? Well, no. Now, Lancome probably isn't this. I'm talking about like Christian Dior.
Oh, is Lancome there? Okay. Well,
but I'm talking about the far end. These are just the Clinique.
Yeah, there you go.
But
I shop for Norman.
But shocker. A woman will spend $15,000 on beauty products in her lifetime.
Oh, I believe that.
And mascara, on average, a woman will spend $3,700 on just mascara in her lifetime.
Probably more as time goes on.
Oh, yeah. And let's see, eyeshadows, $2,700. Lipstick, $2,000.
Oh, yes, easily.
And shocking also, but the entire beauty market is a $380 billion industry.
Yes, we all want to be pretty.
Yes.
Yes. And I will say this.
And we all deserve it.
That's right. It's taking care of yourself. When, we deserve to feel good about who we are. I know a lot of people say, well, you can feel good just by the way you look. Sure. But I have seen a woman before and after, or we all have, and just a little bit of makeup gives a more polished and professional appearance.
It does.
So it really is to the advantage. Overdoing it, of course, can look kind of sleazy.
Streetwalker.
That's right. And it is something that we've used also. Look at Halloween. You can
oh, yes.
You're using all these different things. So it comes into play for a lot of things. And actors in the movie theater. I mean, in the movies, they wear a lot of it.
Oh, yes.
But, so there's a lot of other things. But it does make you feel good about who you are.
It does. And, okay, number 8 on the irrational things. The cost of a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Oh, man.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but I am married to a man that is.
Love coffee. I do.
But I was really, so I started, was thinking about this just from hearing other people talk about it, because I do not drink coffee at all.
She didn't even like the smell of it.
No, I don't even like the aroma. Because I hear so many people referring to,
there's that cup of coffee.
Smell how good that fresh brewed coffee is. But what I do is, oh my God.
She wants to go and
let me go in the other room.
Right.
But according to reports, Americans spend approximately $1,100 a year